Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life? Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fix Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fix Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.
HD Radio is here for KDUS AM 1060. Check out your favorite shows and games on 100.7 KSLX HD2.
The Varsity Sports Show presents the Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Get tips on staying healthy and active with locally renowned fitness guru Tyler Mayer. And now, here's Tyler.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show here on AM 1060 KDUS Arizona. Vince Delicio here, joined by John Linton from the I Have a Name Project and Let's Be Better Humans Project. We are downtown Phoenix, just within stone's throw of Chase Field, the baseball stadium. And Tyler Mayer should be on the line with us, fitness guru, expert. Tyler, good morning, sir.
Hey, Vince. Good morning, John. Good morning. What an amazing story and an amazing share. Man, love the servant heart. Man, shout out Chuck. I love it, man. Let's be better humans. How awesome. And, segue into mine, let's be better hydrated humans as well.
Yeah, no kidding. And John and I were out here, and this is something, John, you look like you work out, but this is a workout.
Yeah, I think about when it was 118 degrees a couple weeks ago, and I'm sitting in the comforts of my residence, and then realized, oh my God, it's 118 degrees, and I went out in this bus, and you could feel how uncomfortable it is because the air conditioner crapped out.
Yeah.
But in some ways, I get to experience, by virtue of not having AC on this bus presently, the elements that are confronting people out on the street in a very punishing way, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Where we're sitting right now, think about those people that we just
we're in the
helped.
shade.
Yeah. And they get no relief from
no
this. So
no relief.
It's tough, and the hydration component of it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what. There are times that yes, I go out and I'll deliver socks that are donated, blankets that people can use, and we deliver blankets even in this heat because that provides a barrier against temperatures on the ground that are 154 degrees at times.
Yeah.
Tents. Hygiene kits, it goes on the essential things that you and I and most of our listeners take for granted, I deliver to people. And listen, when you give a pair of socks to somebody out on the street and it feels like you've given them the keys to the palace, you never look at socks the same way. But the water component, it's deadly out here in this heat. And there are many times that I'll go out and not simply, but essentially deliver water to people here because it's crucial.
Tyler, talk to us a little bit, and we've talked about this topic because we live in a desert. We've talked about hydration, proper hydration. Talk to us a little bit about
Well, absolutely, John, and you're spot on. And for those listeners, when you drive by somebody, and like you said, Vince, we drive by, those struggling, those less fortunate than we are. If you don't want to give cash, if you're hesitant on food, carry some extra water bottles around. And just make sure these folks have hydration because, when the temperatures rise, getting enough to drink is vitally important for all of us, whether it's playing sports, traveling, or for many of these folks just sitting around in the sun. The many benefits, to hydration and to water, just helps, obviously, with our urination, perspiration, regulating our body temperature through that homeostatic, lubricate the joints, protect sensitive tissues throughout the body. When we talk about how much water does somebody really need, typically, half your body weight in ounces is typically the benchmark for that. If you're more active, the more water you need. If you're traveling, if you're out in the sun, the more you need. if you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated, so we always want to stay ahead of that. For a lot of folks, Vince, I know, you mentioned before you're not necessarily a water guy. There's other ways that we can get water in our system, such as fruits, vegetables. Those contain high percentages of water. And then, if you are perspiring a lot, which is a good sign of hydration, you can, supplement or find a non-sugary sports drink like a Body Armor that has some electrolytes in it as well. But we really need to be careful with those sports recovery drinks. They really are masked with a lot of sugar, and that can dehydrate us, as well with caffeine too. So, the best thing to do is pay attention to the color of the urine. Pale and clear means you're well hydrated. Dark means you need to drink more water.
Now, I've got good friends that they're not big coffee drinkers, but they love that iced tea, man. And caffeine, that actually works. That's kind of like the hydration,
well, it's
right?
It's a diuretic. It's a diuretic, which causes us to lose more fluids. Absolutely.
What is, besides being a little thirsty, what are some other warning signs of, hey, you're not getting enough water in your system?
Well, if you go through a day, those who work outside, if you go through a day and you haven't urinated, that's not a good sign. If you go through a rigorous exercise and you're not sweating, we ever hear people say, man, I just don't sweat when I exercise. Well, that's not normal, because sweating is your body's ability to regulate temperature. So if you're not sweating, you're dehydrated. And keep in mind, folks, dehydration occurs when our body loses fluids. And we have to be aware of these early signs of dehydration: thirst, dry mouth, decrease in energy, and even more serious, we've all experienced cramping, headaches, being nauseated, with my boys, I said it before, Vince, water can fix a lot of symptoms that we experience. So it is vitally important for everybody.
And let's talk about water temperature, because people swear by ice cold water that it's the best for you, but that may not actually be the case, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm an ice water guy. I love it because it is refreshing, but actually room temperature water is the best way to go. And if you are excessively exercising or outside working long, it's little sips of water, not chugging water. Trying to get as much in, because chances are you're gonna lose half of it out of your mouth anyway. So little sips, make sure it gets absorbed. And yeah, absolutely, room temperature and always having something available. The big thing is, there's so many options for carrying thermoses and coolers, and we want to be careful with the plastics, leaving them inside the cars. But if you have something with you, you're more likely to consume it. So do whatever you've got to do to carry something with you at all times.
Let's real quickly, because we've got a couple of minutes left here in the segment. Let's talk about if something happens, if somebody is exhibiting the extremes where they go into some shock because they're just totally dehydrated. Aside from calling 911, I mean, there's, because it does take a few minutes for first responders to get to us. What can we do for those that appear to be dehydrated?
Well, I think it's a great point. Obviously, as good Samaritans, you check your scene, make sure everything is good for you to assist, and then if we can get them to shade, get them to shade. If we can get a cool compress around their neck or on their head to help drop their body temperature, and then once we're able to, like we said, just get them little sips of water, however that is, but it's all about body temperature. So we don't go into shock, once we get it, because then you're facing heat stroke as well. So get somebody as comfortable as possible, add safe assistance as you can until first responders arrive.
Awesome. Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer. Tyler, thank you again for your enlightenment and giving us some education on proper hydration.
Man, my pleasure, John. Thanks so much again. You guys stay hydrated and, of course, keep moving, everybody.
The Fitness Minute is brought to you by Fix Body Group with locations in San Diego and Phoenix. Go to fixbodygroup.com.
Are you unable to do the things you love? Do you know your daily habits could be better to enhance your quality of life?
Are you suffering with chronic pain or chronic illness and can't find the right solution that works for you? Fix Body Group was created so you have a team of professionals to help you achieve your health goals and get you back to doing what you love again. In Scottsdale, go to fixbodygroup.com or call 480-795-5329. Fix Body Group, proud partners of the Varsity Sports Show and Fitness Minute with Tyler Mayer.